Hello, my lovely viewers, and welcome. I am Kira, a romantic ace, and tonight we are streaming chapter 16 of The Royal Romance, Book 2. If you haven't joined me before, welcome! I drink and I cuss. If you want to play the drinking game along with me, the rules are right here underneath the player over on twitch.tv/a romantic ace. I myself do not have an inebriating beverage tonight. I have water because earlier I took some medication with which I'm not supposed to have alcohol. But I will be singing out when to drink anyway if you want to drink along with whatever beverage that you have. Also, if you haven't joined me before, the story so far, we are playing as Kira, a New York City waitress who was trafficked to the Western European country of Cordonia. We were the waitress at the informal bachelor party of then Crown Prince Shemar, who had a couple months to choose his co-regent and wife through their social season, which had all the trappings that one might expect: masquerade balls and fancy parties and croquet and a derby and sexual assault. That one was fun too. Which came back to haunt us at the very end. He was about to propose, and then, the scandal broke. We had been photographed with this other man. Never mind that, he was assaulting us. That wasn't the point. So book 2 has been all about clearing our name. We found out that basically the two of us were both set up. So while the prince is now the king and has been engaged to one of our top rivals, we've been going around trying to figure out who was responsible. Turns out it was the king father who thought that we just weren't good enough for his baby boy and set us up, set one of the other contestants up in a different way. This guy clearly needs to be put under a jail, but he's got lung cancer, so we can't be mad at him. Whatever. That doesn't excuse you being an asshole. I told you I cuss. So, we figured that out. We actually found the guy who was also set up with us, the guy who assaulted us. He has issued a public statement explaining what happened and taking responsibility, which, if you want to look at an actual apology in the age of Me Too, Tariq's apology in my last VOD is pretty damn close, actually. It does a pretty good job. I was impressed. So now King Shemar has broken off his engagement with Madeline now that this is public. Madeline is pissed at us because we chose to drop that video right in the middle of their wedding shower, which I did go back through just for the laughs and play it once, and have us not drop it, not tell our publicist to drop it in the middle of the party, and it drops anyway. It's leaked. So it ends up not mattering. Madeline always ends up pissed at you, which means it's a plot point. Haha. But as the canon stands right now, we decided to do the publicist's thing and drop it in the middle of the party regardless. If I ever play through something and I don't show it on a VOD, it's never canon anyway. So we have now opened our door in the morning to Shemar in his fancy regalia, telling us A, that he's broken off his engagement with Madeline, and B, that he has something important to discuss with us. So, what could that mean? Could that mean that we're actually going to go legit? Or is there a whole other book left that might prevent this? I don't know. Let's find out. So the stinger for chapter 16 says, now that the royal engagement has been broken off, what does the future have in store for you? Well, let's play. That sounded really ominous, by the way. Let's play. I'm not sitting down to damn Who Wants to Be a Millionaire over here. All right. Chapter 16, A Monumental Night. It's morning, so okay. Are we just... All right. Cool. You stand in your hotel room facing Shemar, stunned into silence by the sad piano music. Kira? Are you okay? You broke things off with Madeline? I did. Are you, so we can say excited or okay? Are you excited? Sounds kind. They're forcing a choice here. Because are you excited? Sounds kind of weird. So are you okay? Kira, I'm more than okay. I feel as though a weight has been lifted from my shoulders, the burden of uncertainty. Okay. And without that burden weighing me down, I'm able to see a future of possibility. Yeah, a future of Okay, alright. I simply couldn't wait to let you know, and I want nothing more than to speak with you about it at length. I sense a but coming. Ah! But unfortunately, I can't stay. There is an urgent matter that requires my attention. So, literally, the end of the last chapter, he was like, "We have important things to discuss," and now it's like, "Oh, can't discuss them right now. Got like official king business to take care of, I guess." Okay, sure. That'll be fun too. Oh, yeah. Oh. He reaches for your hand, wrapping it in the warmth of his own. All right. However, I've cleared my evening of all appointments and obligations. I'd love for you to meet me outside the bar where we first met. I'll be there. So we went back to this bar with Drake, which was the diamond choice, which is why they're kind of acting like we haven't done that. Um, so we kind of rubbed it in his face that we were our jerk ex boss's face that we were nobility now. Imagine if we show up with the goddamn king. Yes. Can we do this? Can we walk in and be like, by the way, it ain't just Lady Kira. Hopefully it won't be just Lady Kira at that point. Hopefully it'll be Queen Apparent. For now, I should go. I will see you tonight, just before sunset. Oh, just before sun. You want that gorgeous lighting, don't you? Yeah, you do. Skin is just gonna look gorgeous in it. Yes. Okay. He gives your hand a squeeze before departing. And that's the end of that scene, I guess. A few moments later, you run into Maxwell in the hall. Hey, Kira. You're looking in good spirits. I have some news. Bad news? Good news? Or great news? Great! Shemar, he called off the engagement. He and Madeline are through. Oh. Oh! This is big! Yes, Maxwell, it is. And Shemar cleared his evening to talk to me. Okay, this is really big. Yeah. Do you know what you're gonna say? Well, I don't know what he's gonna say yet, so how can I possibly know what I'm going to say? Ah, that would require knowing what he's going to say, which I don't. Kira! This is the moment of moments! We need to get you to the boutique right now! Oh god, Maxwell, he really does. He just wants to dress us in fancy outfits. He has his thing! It's a thing! I'll text Bertrand everything and tell him we're on our way. Oh god, please don't tell Bertrand. He's been known to sell us out to the press, Maxwell. Bertrand is one of the people you should not tell. You know who you should be telling? Drake and Hannah. Although maybe I should be telling Hannah. You can tell Drake. although I get along better with Drake than you do. Regardless, you can tell Drake, I'll tell Hannah, leave Bertrand the fuck out of it. Okay? Okay. Alright. You and Maxwell hurriedly enter the shop, this boutique that follows me everywhere. Bertrand should be here any minute. Okay. Don't worry. If I know him, he'll be the calm presence you need in the face of something so momentous. Did I look like I wasn't calm? Okay. I'm calm. I am calm! The door bursts open and Bertrand marches in. This is it! This is the moment we've been fighting for all along. You, Shemar, and no plots, schemes, or blonde-haired barriers in your way. Motherfucker, I'm blonde. Will you not? Oh my god. If all goes well tonight, House Beaumont will be the talk of every ball, and the esteem and subsequent wealth will surely follow. Okay, sure. Slow down. We have to make this night perfect, starting with a dress. Oh god. Oh, what's this gonna entail? Lady Kira, when do you meet Shemar? Why? Why does this matter? Later tonight? Yeah, sunset is not later tonight, but okay. Good God, that's so soon! This very, very vague time is so soon! Quick, Maxwell, grab everything off the racks. We have to find the perfect outfit. Oh, this is gonna take a while. Okay. That's why we said tonight. Maxwell begins racing around the shop, pulling whole sections of dresses from the wall. Bertrand escorts you to the dressing room. Oh my god. So I'm literally picturing something like what happens in the backstage area if a performer has to change in the middle of an act, which is literally we're just standing there with our arms up and people are just pulling clothes on and off of us. Like I've done this. It's awkward. I have a feeling we've probably already had Maxwell in a dressing room at one point doing something like this. Because some of those dresses probably require a second person to do up in the back. So, yeah. Change like our lives depend on it. Calm down there, Bertrand. It's a fucking dress. Okay? The first of the outfits sail over the top of the door. You try them on, briefly stepping out for opinions. Are we gonna get to see? Oh, okay, so are we just gonna go through like all of our old outfits? So this was our Apple Maiden outfit, I think. How about this? No. Ugh. Just because Shemar is royalty doesn't make this a Renaissance fair. Then why did you give it to me? Dude. So, yeah, our old waitress outfit. I don't know about this one. Although, to be perfectly honest, if he's gonna propose and people are gonna be there taking pictures in front of our old bar, that's actually not a bad option because that completely emphasizes her, like, rags to riches story that the press is gonna want to play up. I actually don't hate this. Maxwell? Oops. Don't know how that got in there. You grabbed everything as how. Outfit after outfit. It all blurs together. Maxwell, where are the dresses? We're almost out of time. I should be wearing that, like, skinny jean leather jacket combo because that's what I was wearing the rest of the night, and that's lovely symmetry, so please let me wear that. Oh my gosh, this is the one. Okay, how much are you gonna charge me for it? Because I ain't paying. Well, hurry up and bring it over. You hear hurried steps outside the room before a dress flies over the door. It's deep charcoal with sequins that glitter like the windows of a skyscraper. Sounds pretty. Wow! So we don't even get to see ourselves in it yet. Okay. You try it on. Yep. Charge me for it. Light of the night, so we can illuminate New York with this silvery dress. Let's take a look at it. It's 25 diamonds. That's a lot. Okay. See, it needs some seaming. It needs some, like, princess seaming, because right now it's just making her chest look huge and undefined. It doesn't look like she has breasts. It looks like she just has a really muscular chest. The dress itself is pretty. I agree, Risa. As far as like its color looks good on her. I like the way they've done the sequin patterns on it. It's just, it ain't bringing out her boobs. I gotta be honest. Like, the girls need some definition there. I don't care if you've got a plunging neckline. I don't want to go with the pink dress. I do want to go with something else, but we're going to choose this anyway. I'm going to see if they'll let me change. You walk out of the dressing room. She does. It does. That's exactly what it looks like. Like she's got pecs. At least the pink dress, you can tell where the boobs are. That's part of what that other dress is missing, is the shading to show you where the light falls. You know, I think I'll go with this dress. Shemar won't mind as long as I'm in it. So is it going to give us the option to change? Yeah, let's see if it'll let us. Yeah, okay, cool. Because, yeah, that's not what I want to wear. I want to have symmetry. If this is the night that we think it is, which I'm almost certain it isn't. Oops, last season. It's under last season. Ah, come back. It's either that or I'll wear the flapper dress. I guess there's an option. Do I wear the flapper dress or do I wear the dress that, or the outfit that I wore when we met? So do I wear this? The tough love, or do I wear? Come back to outfit categories. Do I wear? Was it ballroom? Forget where this would be. Probably, okay, so probably like club. Is it? No, come back. It's not what I wanted. Is it this? Yeah. So I can do this, or I can do the leather jacket, the tough love. I guess it depends on whether I want to look like I came from the club or whether I want to look like I just came from Storybrooke and slayed a dragon. I kind of would rather look like I came from Storybrooke and just slayed a dragon, so. No, not this, not Snow Bunny. We're gonna go with that. They won't realize it's what I'm doing because the algorithm isn't that smart, but that's me. We're all done. Cool. I think I'll go with this dress. That isn't really a dress. Shemar won't mind as long as I'm in it. Cool. But, Bertrand, romance trumps your perfect picture. Is she gonna look ridiculous in front of a bar in that dress? What the hell, Bertrand? Let's not look like we actually expect something, because that's just gonna end up with us let down, inevitably. So let's just look like we were like, hey, yeah, looking good. What's up? Hey, sometimes you have to trust the magician. I suppose. Yeah, Bertrand, I got myself this far. Shut up. This is your last chance to change before your rendezvous with Shemar. Nope, I like it. I like the leather jacket. I'm going with it. This is it. Well, if we can't win him over with your attire, we can at least do so with your manners. Because it fucking matters at this point, I guess. Let's quickly rehearse courtly protocol. Really? Okay, fine. Uh, courtly protocol? But it's almost time to meet Shamar. And we will use every available second to prepare. Absolutely nothing can go wrong. Nothing! Something is gonna go wrong. Now then, I will be King Shamar. Yeah, isn't that your damn fantasy, Bertrand? Good evening, Lady Kira. And what do you say? I don't fucking know. Uh. So I can say, good evening, Your Majesty. Sup, my dude. Or, this is ridiculous. Oh my god. As much as I want to say, sup, my dude, I don't want to piss Bertrand off, really. Although now if I'm given the option when I meet Shamar, I'm totally gonna say, sup, my dude. Um, no. Good evening, Your Majesty. Would you allow me to escort you to our carriage? We're taking an Uber, dude. Good God. Okay, he's probably not taking an Uber, but I'd be honored. Yeah, sup, my dude is way better. Bertrand extends an arm, and you take it, sliding your arm through his. And if he really wants to be Shamar, you know we gotta kiss him. I would actually rather kiss a crocodile than kiss Bertrand, but that's just me. No, Lady Kira. It's presumptuous to do more than put a hand in the crook of his elbow. Let's try again. Oh my god, Bertrand! Can we just go? Look, Your Grace. I appreciate the tips, but I've never had trouble wooing Shamar. This is true. In fact, she's an expert at it. Yeah, Bertrand, and you're not. Wonder why that is. Don't let overconfidence be our downfall. Ooh, okay. Why are you being so pushy? Because the glory of House Beaumont, a lineage dating back hundreds of years, is at risk, and I will not be the one who fails our legacy. I don't know, dude. You abused your position of power and privilege to sleep with a girl who was younger than you and of a lower social class, and then she ran away to France because she felt she couldn't even tell you that you got her pregnant. So, don't you talk about failing the Beaumont legacy. You already have. Thank you and good night. This is all I have left. Calm down. Bertrand. So we can say, are you okay? Or does this have anything to do with Savannah? I do not want to bring up Savannah because I swear to that little love story is not a love story. No. No, we're not bringing up Savannah. Are you okay? You look like you could use a glass of water or something, or a stiff drink. I'm fine. Yeah, sure you are. You said House Beaumont was all you had left. What about Savannah and Barty? Don't! We couldn't get away. Oh. Really hoped we could get away with not bringing this up. What about them? Oh, what about nothing? I don't know. You haven't said a word about your visit with them since you returned. Did something happen? Hopefully Savannah told him to get the fuck out. There's nothing to say. Mm-hmm. That chapter has long since closed. Good. Keep it shut. But you still talk to her. Talk is too strong a word. Good. Keep it that way. We occasionally exchange messages to make sure she's receiving adequate support from House Beaumont. Good. Keep it that way. Those moments are small, infinitesimal, really, but they are the treasures of my day. Take like 10 seats, Bertrand. I swear to God, no, not after the way this started. The power imbalance there is really and truly the problem. Savannah is not just younger than him. She's not just of a lower social standing than him. She was not just like one of his adoring fans when she was younger. She was all of those. And he pretty clearly exploited that. So now he wants me to feel all like sad that he's pining over her. By the way, someone's pining. Take a drink. Ugh. No, I can't. I cannot be on board with this. As somebody who was abused by an older man, I cannot be on board with this. No. No. Bertrand, you, so we can say, are doing a good thing, sound like you're dating, or don't deserve either of them. Okay, do I say what I would say? Or do I say what the game wants me to say? Game's full of shit. You don't deserve either of them. I agree with you, but I cannot let a member of House Beaumont go unaided. No, this is true, but you stay the fuck away from them. Even if I don't deserve them, I will make sure they're supported. Good. Yes, Risa, I agree. Bertrand ain't shit. I stand by my decision. You still care for her? Kira, shut up! Stop trying to make fetch a thing! Don't. Ugh. Game. Please. Don't do this. Do not do this. There are two things that you absolutely must not do. One of them is this. The other one is Olivia and Drake. Do not. Do not. In fact, you know what? I will go ahead and collect all the romance points with Drake if it means that he'll stay the fuck away from Olivia. And yeah, Risa's right. He fucking abused her, and the Bertrand fucking abused Savannah, not Drake with Olivia. Olivia's definitely abusing Drake. With the way she went on and on and on about Savannah. No, Bertrand very clearly abused Savannah. This whole storyline is fucked up, and if they honestly try to make a romance out of this, there will be another Ace Rants highlight happening, because goddamn. Oh, okay. No, Kira, stop. Just. Exactly. The power difference meant Savannah never had real consent. That is the biggest problem. Pretty sure that Savannah was probably 18. It's not clear how much younger she is than Drake. Drake did, have like older brother tendencies toward her, but that basically just means that she's his age or younger. And he's always said younger sister. So we don't know whether she's a year younger, whether she's 5 years younger. She's evidently not 10 years younger, because that would put her at way too young. Please don't be 10 years younger than Drake, please. Unless Drake is like 28. Because, well, no, Drake better be 29 by now, or else Savannah was not even age of consent at the time. I don't know what the laws are in Cordonia, but they damn well better be under 18. You ain't supposed to be doing that shit. Not with anybody who's not also under 18, I guess. Let's put it that way. But yeah, this is not how consent works. Consent requires that the two parties involved have an equal opportunity to say no, and equal power in saying no. That did not exist in this scenario. That is why this is not valid. That's why this is an abusive situation. Savannah, stay the hell away from him. Just, and Bertrand, you stay the fuck away from her. Okay? You need to shape up and be the better person now. 'Cause, goddamn. Okay. Alright. We're moving on. Game Curious being an idiot, but Ace is over here trying to pull things back on track. Alright. She's the mother of my son. Of course I do. Yeah, how did she get that kid? Oh yeah, because you abused her. Maybe you should be with her. Maxwell! Yeah, first act as queen is going to be sending Bertrand to prison and putting Maxwell in therapy. Oh my god! Maxwell, no! Like, look at his face. Maxwell's totally right now like, Maxwell, yes. No! God. See, this is why we need sex ed. Honestly. Because literally part of sex ed needs to be education on consent. Very, very seriously, because that is what's causing this right now, is people who don't actually know what consent is or what consent means. Do you know when the first time was I found that out and had it all laid out in front of me? Grad school. This is not okay. Ugh. Ugh. Despite your many flaws, she still sees something in you. Ugh. Ugh. Take a drink. I know mine's not alcoholic, but take a damn drink. Oh my god, I almost can't handle this one. Because, yes, of course she sees something in him. He's the father of her child. Alright, she loves her son. She does not see this as abuse, which doesn't mean it's not abuse. Okay, let's just clear that one up right now. Clearly she wants to maintain a good relationship because, this whole thing of like a boy shouldn't grow up without his father, kind of bullshit. Also, she's basically financially dependent on you at this point, so of course she's gonna try not to piss you off. What the hell? Y'all, this gets worse the more you think about it. Ugh. Ugh. No. See, like, I wanna, like, start sending Savannah to, like, night classes and get her a trade or something so that she can get the fuck out from underneath Bertrand. Oh, God. Okay. Moving on. Remember the way you two used to get along? Yeah, when she was underage? There's nothing to rekindle, and that's for the best. Good. Yeah, I'm gonna put you under the jail. With such distractions out of the way, I can refocus my efforts on restoring Count Beaumont, something we are incredibly close to accomplishing. Yeah, no thanks to you. If you love her, then you should, we can say, follow your heart, which goes straight to hell, Kira. Oh my god. Or let her be the one to decide. Let her be the one to decide is the only one, I guess. After everything that's happened, she's the one who should decide if you should be together. Honestly, I really don't trust Savannah's judgment in this either. But if I tell Bertrand to follow his heart, then of course I know this is a plot thing that we can't get away from. I'm sure Bertrand and Savannah are gonna end up together, and it's gonna be so happy because, we can't have fractured families. We can't have single moms. A boy needs a mommy and a daddy. Ugh. Yeah, exactly. He'll follow his dick, is what he'll do. So, uh, uh, can we just send Savannah the, Title IX training on consent and teach her what consent is, and maybe she'll figure it out for herself? Maybe? Anyway. Alright. I don't like this. There is no romance to be had while this house teeters on the brink of ruin, and we will not discuss this further. The one who's about to save your house from the brink of ruin is doing this through romance, so you might want to, not knock that right now. Just saying. Now, you have an appointment to keep. Yeah, and you've been fucking with that schedule, so can we go, please? Bertrand ushers you out of the boutique. Ugh. Ugh. You make your way through the streets of New York. When you arrive outside your old bar, Shemar is waiting for you. He breaks into a smile as soon as he sees you. Kira! I should, so we can kiss him, jump into his arms, or say hello. Kissing's an option. Take a drink. Also, as much as I love, and I really love the visual of her jumping into his arms, because I feel like that really incorporates, like, right, we're supposed to go with sup, dude. Totally doing that. Because he hasn't done the courtly protocol, right? The Lady Kira, it's so good to see you. No, we can literally just say sup, dude. Anyway, I love the visual of her jumping into his arms because I think that really embodies the relief and the joy that should come with this situation after everything that's happened. However, the house rule does say that we always kiss the prince. And yes, I've broken that house rule before, but this is not a situation in which the house rule needs to be broken. So we're going to kiss him. Maybe we jump into his arms and kiss him. Let's see. Okay, this isn't so bad. You quicken your pace, eager to find yourself wrapped in his arms. In a moment you are, your lips finding his. You can't help but giggle as he kisses you thoroughly. Oh, thoroughly. Oh, mm-hmm. What are you laughing about? I'm relieved. I can't help it, I'm just happy. Then we're in alignment. And here's my romance point, okay. You pause to look around, eyes crinkling with nostalgia as you regard the facade of your old bar for the second time in a few days. It is so pretty. We worked in a good neighborhood, apparently. Look at this fancy car on the street. Alright. I must admit, it's strange to be back here. Huh. You're telling me. Last time I was here, we yelled at my old boss. I've often thought of that night in this bar, the confluence of our lives. Ooh, confluence. Ooh. It left me wondering. What did you think of me when we first met that night? Do I have to answer? To be honest, I thought you were, we can say, kind and down to earth, a snooty rich guy, or super hot. Okay, well, we started the night thinking he was super hot, but I think by the time we had talked to him for like 5 minutes, we landed on kind and down to earth. Not many customers, especially on their bachelor party, would take time out of their night to check on the server. Yeah, remember he did that, so yeah. But you weren't just any customer, were you? No, I suppose I wasn't. There we go. Sorry about that. I knew you were different from the very beginning. Okay, sure. Even then, I thought you were astonishing. Buttering me up. Okay. Alright. Even in my waitress outfit? Still think I should have worn that. I like this better. Kira, you were beautiful. But more than that, there was something special about you. Hi, Emily! You radiated possibility. Well, we're doing all right tonight. We're just getting started with chapter 16, so Shemar apparently has some big news for us after we've yelled at Bertrand a little bit. Well, I yelled. Game Kira didn't, and I'm annoyed. Anyway. I think I'm going to take that as a compliment. I hope you do. You make people see what they could be, what can be, if they just reach out and take it. Yeah, you know what Bertrand can be? In prison! Think if we had just left it there. If Maxwell had never invited me to compete for your hand on behalf of House Beaumont. That first impression would be all I had of you. It's not a bad one. But it isn't. And we should keep going. There's still so much I want to show you tonight. Oh, okay. He takes your hand and starts walking, treading a familiar path to the beach where we took him. The beach you took him to on the night you first met. Aww, that's so sweet. Wow, being back here after all this time, it's a little surreal. This place was a hit, you know. The guys couldn't stop talking about it afterward. Yeah? Maybe I should go into the bachelor party planning business. That's gonna be hard if you're queen. You would certainly give Drake and Maxwell a run for their money. Yeah, because they didn't even listen to you on what you wanted. They planned an excellent event, but your suggestion was the perfect end to the evening. If I'm remembering right, it wasn't the end. Well, we didn't know that at the time. Also, Drake, Maxwell, and Tariq didn't come along for that one. Looking back at that on that night, when I think about how much knowing you has changed me, I can't help but imagine the man I would be if I had never met Drake or Maxwell. Whoa, what? Okay. I was gonna say that Maxwell probably makes you more jovial, but I'm sure Drake's influence balances that out. Oh! Yeah, she was judgy. Take a drink. I wouldn't. It's not necessarily needlessly judgy, but take a drink anyway. Eh. Helicopters overhead. Woohoo. Probably. You know, when I think about it, you, Drake, Maxwell, you aren't alike at all. How did you even gain such a circle of friends? Well, okay, I'm not gonna go so far as to say they're not alike at all, because they do all three. They are compassionate people. I say this with a huge asterisk behind Drake. Because Drake is. He's definitely a badger. Like he's definitely like North American badger when you meet him, but if you're part of his group, um like he will fuck people up for you and has. I mean, he beat the shit out of Tariq one night. So, um however, Drake's still an asshole 2018. I really he's just so badly characterized in the first book that it really doesn't work, y'all. It does not work. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Well, I've known Maxwell the longest. I'll never forget his first entrance. It was his first time at court, and earlier that day, my brother had done something to upset me. Aw, what did he do? Huh. So you saw your teacher on a cooking stream. That's interesting. That'd be yeah, that'd throw me off too, yeah. See one of my teachers there. I honestly don't remember, but I know that I was trying to put on a brave face all day. Maxwell, who had never even spoken to me before, saw right through it and made it his mission to cheer me up. Aww, it does sound like Maxwell. Through some combination of compliments, distractions, and persistence, he succeeded. That sounds, we can say, so perfectly Maxwell, or more perceptive than I would expect from him. Ouch! Take a drink. Because that one straight up is needlessly judgy. Maxwell has demonstrated that he knows how to, like, pick people up, and he actually is pretty perceptive. He's very good at forgetting events, but he's not good at forgetting people and how they feel. So, poor Maxwell, he tries to remember what's important. Unfortunately to him, people are important. Poor guy. That sounds so perfectly Maxwell. At a certain point, it's just impossible to be unhappy around him. That's a desirable trait in a friend. I guess it's part of what makes him a good one. What I will always remember about it is that Maxwell just ran up to me like I was anyone. Like we were old friends and I wasn't a prince. Okay, you two had to be like 5 because you've known Drake since you were like at least 8. So you were still pretty young kids at that point. Like that's why. That's why, my dude. He has never treated me differently because of my title. What about Drake? He was introduced to me when his father joined the King's Guard. And you hit it off right away? Oh, I'm sensing a butt. Oh, not at all. When he first came, he was grumpy, cold, and distant. A grumpy, cold, and distant 8-year-old, because the reason I'm saying 8-year-old is I'm pretty sure that's how old they were when they, like, stole all the chocolate and ran into the center of the hedge maze that Shemar's dead mother built and vowed they were going to live in the tree. So, yeah. A grumpy, taciturn 8-year-old. Oh, poor kid. I feel like you're just describing Drake now. He's improved significantly, if you can imagine that. No, we became friends when a member of the guard caught him playing with one of their tasers. Whoa! Woohoo! Oh no! He would have been in serious trouble. But I said that I had stolen it and given it to him so that he wouldn't get in trouble. Aw, that sounds like you. There was only so much punishment a guard could prescribe to a prince. Yeah. As a result, Drake didn't get in trouble, and he's been my most loyal friend ever since. Yeah, because you could blackmail him. Not that that matters now that you're in your 20s and maybe early 30s. Like, oh yeah, remember that time when we were like 6 and I got you out of trouble by, telling the guard that you stole the taser? That guard probably doesn't even work for us anymore, but you can bet your ass that I'm gonna get you in trouble now. Yeah, no, that's not gonna work. Um, but yeah, that's okay. So basically, what we're saying is Drake can improve, and we actually have seen him improve a little bit over the course of this book. But imagine what could happen if Drake actually applied himself to therapy. He could actually have a decent person by the end of the series. Wow. We can say, so you've always been a knight in shining armor? Or it must have been tough before he had you? Ooh, so that second one is very clearly the we like Drake answer, so no. So you've always been a knight in shining armor? Tall romance points! Huh, you give me far too much credit. I really don't. Drake is lucky to have a friend like you. Yeah, Drake is lucky to have a friend like you. Drake would not get a friend like you under basically any other circumstances. Considering how many times Drake has come to my aid, I'd say the scales have tipped in the other direction. Well, knowing him, I think he would disagree. So now you've told me how you met Maxwell and Drake. Who are we fishing for next? How did you meet? We can say Hannah or Tariq. Hannah, it's kind of implied that she showed up af- during the during the social season, but we did see him with Tariq first. So let's ask about Tariq. How did you meet Tariq? He was there that night too. Shemar sighs and shakes his head. Tariq. Sorry, I'm yawning and I don't want to yawn in the microphone. Tariq wasn't always how he is now. When we met, he was a regular kid. What do you mean? We met at a gala as children, and neither of us wanted to be there. We bonded over our shared distaste for the event. In fact, we ended up spending the entire event in a corner, playing a trading card game and making fun of the noble adults and their concerns. Sounds about right. At that age, those worries were so far removed from us, they seemed ridiculous. So, what happened? We grew up and apart. As I began to learn about trade policy and tax reform, Tariq grew interested in fashion and nightlife. Our priorities were different, and my time already stretched so thin. Aw. But you invited him to your bachelor party. Why? I suppose it was a way to honor the friendship we had in our youth. I have often found myself wondering these days whether I could have kept him from getting mixed up in this conspiracy. I doubt it. Your dad planned it pretty thoroughly. You can't take that guilt onto yourself. No, I suppose not. Shemar runs a hand over his hair. His very, very short hair. This has been even more of a trip down memory lane than I anticipated. I like hearing these stories about our friends. Oh, Tariq's our friend, huh? Okay. It pleases me to hear that. But I do have more plans for this evening. Shall we move on to the next? You take one last look over the shore. And then depart, following Shemar toward your next destination. Shemar leads you through the glow of the streetlights to a familiar location. I never get tired of this view. As you look out over the water at the glittering city skyline, Shemar gazes at you. Neither do I. Oh, you sly devil, you. Do I admire the view? It's very lovely. Seem to time those yawns all wrong. Kira, the night we met, I thought I knew precisely where my life would take me. Even before my brother abdicated, my life was on rails. I had accepted that I would always have limited choices. That didn't change after your brother left? Of course not. When I knew I would become king, I felt even more ardently that I had to listen to my advisors, to walk in the footsteps my predecessors had laid for me. I didn't realize that being a good leader meant taking the reins yourself, or for myself. Not until I met you. This is a good point. You have advisors. You obviously need to take their input into account, which some leaders in the United States right now are not. That and or they have lousy advisors. But yeah, there is a point at which it's your call, not your advisor's call. So, yeah. I had no idea how drastically things would change when I walked into that bar and into your life. You know, we can say, me neither. So we can say, me neither, Or, I always knew this would happen. Whoa, hey, oh, slow down. Me neither. I thought I knew what was ahead of me, too. Work, friends, maybe a family someday. How could I have possibly predicted all of this? Honestly, Shemar, before I met you, I was, so we can say bored, perfectly fine, or no one. We weren't no one, and if we say we were perfectly fine, that's kind of a knife in the back, so I was bored. I looked out my apartment window every day, wondering what else was out there. This plays into the fact that we had originally said we wanted to see the world, so. And then you came along and showed me. Yeah, see, that's nice. I've been presented as a lady at royal court, learned to waltz, and quickstep, I think. Sailed a boat, traveled to Italy, Paris, and Shanghai. There may have been some bumps in the road, but it's always been exciting. What I'm trying to say is, you've changed my life too, more than I could have ever thought possible. All good, I hope. Well, no. There was the whole sexual assault thing and ensuing scandal, but, mostly good. Good in all the ways that count. Ooh, good answer. I like that answer. We have one more stop to make tonight. Ooh, do we? Shemar takes your hand and guides you to where a small foot ferry awaits. It's empty, save for the captain and one crew member who waves as you approach. Ooh. After you, my lady. You know, for a guy who doesn't like boats, you sure have a lot of them. This is true. I may be coming around. They're better when you don't have to sail them yourself. You board the boat, followed by Shemar, and the crewman pushes off. As it slides through the water, it becomes clear that the boat is headed toward the base of the Statue of Liberty. I was wondering if we were going to go there. I knew it. A short ride later, the boat docks at the base, and you disembark. You stroll with Shemar for a few paces before stopping to enjoy the view. She really is something, isn't she? She is. Bougie. Yeah. Yeah. You and Shemar stand there for a moment, shoulder to shoulder, seized by the dramatic view of the statue. Stars twinkle in the night sky beyond. This is assuming you can even see the stars out there. I don't even know. With all the light pollution. It is a very pretty picture, though. You are brought back to the moment by the caress of a light breeze, which whispers through the branches of a nearby tree. Shemar turns to you. Good thing I wore that leather jacket! Kira, do you remember the coronation? You mean when your royal guards dragged me out and tried to deport me? Yes, I remember that. I remember that very well. How could I forget? I was going to propose to you that night in front of the entire court. Yeah, and then I was almost deported. Not doing so will remain the deepest regret of my life. Okay. A gust of wind rustles your hair, and Shemar reaches out to brush a strand out of your eyes. You notice the beginning of a smile on his lips. Okay. Still, perhaps it's destiny that it happened this way. That you broke free of the conspiracy against you just as we returned to New York. As we came full circle. Yes, it's almost like the writers planned it this way. Imagine that. Shamar turns toward the statue and gives his leg a few pats. You allow your gaze to follow his and find yourself looking at the corner of the base, beyond which you can see only darkness. That's odd behavior. What's going on here? Here, Oliver! Yes! We finally see Oliver again! Oh my god! Finally! Ah, we're starting to worry about our little buddy. So we're surprised. Oliver emerges from behind the corner and begins trotting towards you. You just left this dog here unattended? Woof! You just left him on Liberty Island. I hope, like, Hannah or somebody was here watching him, because poor buddy. All by himself. I hope you don't mind my borrowing him tonight. Well, we haven't seen him in like 2 weeks, so. As Oliver approaches, you can see that there is something larger than his collar tied around his neck. Ah. Woof! Woof! Oh, he's proud of himself. Oh, you too cute. Oh, what is that? Oh, God. You will see in a moment. Okay. When Oliver gets close enough, Shemar unties the object from his neck. He turns to you. Kira, you've opened my eyes. It has been a true honor to witness your strength in the face of every challenge you have overcome. Yeah, exactly. Oliver's like, I did the thing! Give me pets! Yeah. It's a strength which lends me courage. I know that I will be a better man for having you by my side. All I want in this world is to dedicate my life to being the best man and king that I can be. For you. I feel like you should be king for your country, but okay. Shemar sinks to one knee, his eyes locked on yours. There is an intensity in his gaze, something both vulnerable and passionate. He reaches out and grasps your hand. You know, I'm gonna say this right now. The only thing that would have made the public proposal in front of the court okay is that we did know it was coming. He had told us back in the hedge maze. Um, if you don't know it's coming, private is a lot better. If you're like, this is technically still public, but there's not gonna be like tons of people around. So yeah, no, this is better. I like this better. Lady Kira Roth, queen of my heart, I have yearned to say these 4 words for a very, very long time. Dude, it has been less than a year. I guarantee it. It has been less than a year since this whole thing started. If it's been a year, it's been exactly a year. Hasn't been longer. Oh my god. Okay. All right. I'm just gonna say right now, this is awfully fast to know that you want to marry someone, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't mean if you've been together for like 20 years prior to getting married that you're going to stay married much longer than that, cuz who the hell knows. But I'm just saying this is a little quick. Shamar, will you marry me? So we finally got our damn proposal. As problematic as this whole relationship has been, Bertrand and Savannah are still worse. You can at least take heart in that. Okay. He reveals the ring box tucked into his hands and opening it with an ardent smile. Now, I like saying and opens it with an ardent smile. You look down at the ring, the moonlight gleaming against its facets. Its facets. So we're gonna look at the engagement ring. Isn't it pretty? It is very pretty. I kind of expected the pearl, I'm not gonna lie, but they probably had this done so that it would be the same ring no matter what, whether we took the pearl at the time or not. Oh, Shamar. So we can say yes 1,000 times yes, or I can't marry you, I'm in love with someone else. Neither of the other situations that we're in is actually love. I'm gonna say that right now. That's been That's been fuck buddies is what that's been. So, yeah. Yeah. I don't really like either of these answers because I don't like the I'm in love with someone else tacked onto the back end. I'd rather have a third option that's just like I am not going to marry Drake out of spite. Ew. Ew. I respect myself, Risa. Ew. um but yeah, no. I no. Mm-mm. I would. I'd like a third option that's just like I need to think about it. You know, which I know is basically just no, but we've got a whole other book yet, people. I don't know what's gonna happen. Anyway. I'm gonna do what the game wants me to do. Yes, 1,000 times yes. This is what we've been aiming for this whole fucking book, so. Shemar carefully slips the ring onto your finger. Hopefully it fits. Yeah, sadly we can't marry everyone, and this is part of the problem. Like, if you just let me marry everyone, I wouldn't have a problem, but no, you have to rig this stupid love triangle. Well, we've turned it into like a quadrangle, I guess. Without giving me the option to resolve it without hurting people. So, yeah, screw you. Shemar carefully slips the ring onto your finger, and hopefully it fits. Tears well up in your eyes as you are overwhelmed with emotion. The wind picks up as he rises. He stares deep into your eyes for a moment, his expression utterly unreadable, save for his smile, which is more brilliant than you have ever seen before. Aww. Kira, are we spooning? Yep, I was spooning. Take a drink, okay? In the next moment, you are in his arms, your feet swept off the ground as he spins you through the air. Whee! Okay. I have never been happier than I am in this moment. Okay. When he kisses you, it is both tender and thrilling. He holds your body tight against his, and you wrap your legs around him, sinking into his embrace. Aww. After what feels like a blissful eternity, you stop for breath. He lets you slip down to the ground, and you stand in his arms, his forehead resting against yours. This is very well choreographed. So, yes, we got engaged to Shemar at the base of the Statue of Liberty, for whatever that's going to mean. Shemar, we can say, I love you so much, or it's about time. No, it's about time. Believe me, I know. Yeah, you tried to lead us on and have the best of both worlds, and that was not cool, my dude. We're going to talk about that in therapy, because if you think we're not going to therapy, you got another thing coming. We can pay for discretion, alright? It's going to be cool. When I think about everything it took to bring us to this moment, I can't help but be amazed by you. I have no doubts in my mind that you are not only the right choice for me, but the right choice to be queen of Cordonia. There is no one I would rather have by my side. Alright, calm down, boy. That's good because I'm certainly not about to give you up now. Hee hee hee. And I can't wait to see what kind of life we're able to build together. Yes, poor Oliver wants to know if he's invited. Yes, Oliver, with you too. Yay! Woof! Woof! You're so cute! Okay. I couldn't imagine it without you, boy. Oh, he helped. Woof! You don't look at the face with the little eyebrows. Ah! I can't. Shemar bends down and gives Oliver a thorough scratching behind the ears. Oliver rubs his head on Shemar's knee in response. Oh, he's like a little cat. Little cat dog. You cuteness. Shemar stands up, still smiling. I do wonder, by the way, how this would have played out. Like, what the methodology here would have been if we hadn't bought Oliver. If Shemar just would have like had the ring in his pocket or something, probably. But it'd be interesting to know. Shemar stands up, still smiling. On the topic of our future together, you should know that when we return to Cordonia, you will be named a duchess. Okay. I. What? There are a few unclaimed duchies in Cordonia. One will be bequeathed to you as part of becoming my queen. And it comes with some perks I think you'll enjoy. Is there a distillery on it? Because I will totally be the duchess of a distillery duchy. Totally gonna have that happen, yes. Like, we can say a castle, a coat of arms, or marrying you. I guess the castle is like kind of being the stereotypical, like, not even woman, just commoner who like wants a castle. The coat of arms is if we are like gearing for power, and marrying you is the lovey-dovey answer. I kind of want to find out if I'm getting a castle, like a castle. Your duchy will come with its own grounds, including an estate. You could certainly call it a castle. Okay, but is it a castle? My dude, am I just gonna call it a I can call anything a castle. Is it a castle? Important. Though I would remiss that if it though though I would be remiss. We're missing a word there. Though I would be remiss if I didn't remind you that as queen, you will also have the royal palace. Yeah, I know, but I want my own. Like my private one. A girl can't want two castles? You can want anything, and I will do everything in my power to provide you with each and everything your heart desires. Hell yeah! Suck it, Drake! Which, I think is part of Drake's problem, but at least they're certainly acting like it's part of Drake's problem. The arrangements are still in progress, but I eagerly await the opportunity to show you around your new duchy. In the meantime, I did have one final stop in mind for tonight's adventure, if you're interested. Uh, $10 says it's a room. I would have lost that bet. Well, I don't know, this is technically still a room. I arranged for a private excursion to the top of the Statue of Liberty. I thought it would be nice to spend the evening alone together, to enjoy our private moment before we share the news with the world. My dude, if you really think this isn't already on the internet, it'll be just the two of us. Oh, yeah, this is definitely a room. Ruff! Do we want Oliver watching? Sorry, Oliver, but you'll have to wait on the boat. I don't think your little legs can handle the climb. Well, you're supposed to carry him. Oh, no, he's so sad. No, Oliver, I would carry you to the top. I would. I would do it. I know you'll be on your best behavior while you wait. Do you want to know how I know? This is the world's smartest dog. Huh? Just take him. It's because you, Oliver, are a very good boy. And I had my heart ripped out by a little comic tonight that one of my friends posted on Twitter, and I'm still not over it, so we've got to move quick. Indeed. Okay. Alright, Oliver. Shemar gives Oliver a quick scratch on the rump, then points him toward the boat. Oliver trots off, and the deckhand from the boat pulls him aboard. Aw, okay. So, Kira, what do you say? There's our diamond choice for the evening, I guess. So what do? Go to the top of the Statue of Liberty with Shemar by ourselves for 20 diamonds, or do we go back to our hotel? Yeah, we got the money to spend yet, so let's do it. I can't pass up an opportunity like this, can I? I had hoped you wouldn't be able to. He leads you toward the entrance to the statue. When you get inside, you begin the ascent. Several minutes of stair climbing later, you emerge, hand in hand, onto the topmost observation deck. Shemar brings you close for a sweet kiss before releasing you and turning his gaze toward the skyline. Wow, I have never seen New York like this before. It's breathtaking. Yeah, it really is. We're going to enjoy the view for a second. Which actually looks like it's created solely to be a Statue of Liberty set, so they must use it in other games. Have you ever been to the top like this before? The top, we can say once or twice, or this is the first time. Nah, it should be the first time. I know we've lived in New York all our lives, but you live someplace all your life and there's some things you still never do, so this is the first time. You've really never come to the top before? It's not really a thing most locals do. You can live in any city for years and never see the monuments. You think Parisians all go to the top of the Eiffel Tower? I couldn't. But in any case, I'm glad to be sharing this particular first with you. Whoops, what the hell? He did a thing. Come back. Alright. The hell happened to our sound now? Ah! Lost my audio. Alright. I think I can do this without killing it, so I'm going to take a quick break while I figure out how to fix that, and we'll be right back. Okay, well, it appears to be a problem just with this book because I tried another book and it had audio, but this one doesn't. So, okay, whatever. If it comes back on, we'll fire the microphone back up. But so, I'm not sure I ever truly understood before. That image is the reason people call this place the City of Dreams. Where the hell am I? There we are. America has always been a place that people come to achieve their dreams, and New York City in particular. I had no idea how true that would be. That coming here would mean that I get to spend the rest of my life with the woman of my dreams. Oh, he's laying it on thick, y'all. Maybe, maybe that's part of what makes you so special. What is? Perhaps you carry a piece of that New York hope with you wherever you go. Ooh. Uh, I do. Cause yeah, the New Yorker over here is like, wait a second, New York hope, is it? Is that what I carry? Sure. You help people achieve their dreams. Helping Drake find Savannah, helping Hannah stand up to her father, well, stand up to her mother, well, and then her father. Helping me realize that breaking things off with Madeline was the best thing, not just for me, but for everyone. Yeah, that took long enough, my dude. Holy crap. Wow, we can say you make it sound like a superpower or something. I am pretty awesome, huh? Or I think you're giving me way too much credit. No, he's not giving us too much credit, but let's not, like, strut our stuff, I guess. You make it sound like a superpower or something. Isn't it? I don't know anyone else who has had such an effect on so many lives. You are one of a kind. And you're right about New York. It's probably one of the most inspirational places in the country. I would go so far as to say the world. Yeah, this island especially. You know, I do have to express some disappointment. Why are you disappointed? I haven't been getting quite as much miscellaneous trivia about New York as I was expecting. Whoa, whoa, are we remiss in our duties? We gave Hannah the complete New York tourist experience and not Shemar? Is that what happened? Well, allow me to rectify that problem. Did you know that the Statue of Liberties, so we can say full name is Liberty Enlightening the World, hit by about 600 lightning bolts each year, or really a spaceship? Um, okay, I think I think the lightning thing is actually true. Um, I mean, for all I know, it's really a spaceship, but I think the lightning is true. Hit by about 600 lightning bolts each year. They say lightning never strikes twice in the same place, but she is proof to the contrary. She is a giant copper conductor out in the middle of the water. Like, it's pretty flat. And this is a pretty tall piece of copper. So, if the proof lies in being struck by lightning, I'm not certain that's a good thing. Oh, my dude, that's what lightning rods are for. You're fine. I think it is. She stands in defiance of chance, a testament that there is no such thing as the impossible. Oh, we spun that well. Ooh, we might be a good queen. Look at that. And when it comes to possibility, you have to take the good with the bad. That's a perspective on Lady Liberty that I have never encountered before. What do you think of my take on her? I think it makes her that much more inspirational. Shemar gazes out over the water for a moment, then takes a deep breath and turns to you. Kira, there is one more thing I wanted to say to you tonight, especially in light of our new circumstances. He reaches for your hand, his fingers toying with the ring that now adorns your own. Yeah, dude, where's your ring, by the way? Let's not be too patriarchal about this nonsense. What is it? You will always have a home in Cordonia, for as long as I am king. And I will never let anyone threaten that, or you, ever again. There's a whole other book, my dude. I promise you. Thank you, Shemar. He studies you intently, something like reverence in his expression. I should, so we can kiss Shemar or say goodnight. Kissing's an option. Take a drink. And yeah, it is really foreboding. I agree. Like, there will always be a home as long as I am king. It's like, wait, hang on. What are we saying here? Is this what book 3 is? I don't know. I'm jumping ahead. We still have like 3 more chapters in the book, too. But, and yeah, house rules say we kiss the prince. So, yeah. If Yeah, next book, Shamar gets overthrown and we have to deal with the ensuing rebellion. Probably because remember, we left with Madeline pretty pissed at us. So, yeah. I can totally see that happening. And the house rule says we kiss the prince, which, if the audio continues to not work, I guess means that at least we'll be spared the, sleazy music. But alright, we're gonna kiss him. There's a prince in need of kissing. Well, king in need of kissing. You lean into Shamar, your gaze luring him close. In one magnetic moment, your lips are drawn together in an electric kiss. Just as suddenly, Shamar pulls back. I have never wanted you more. Whoa! Alright, okay. Yeah, there would be the sleazy music happening right now. Yep, there it goes. Haha! Maybe this is just where the music changed. Hook our mic back up here. There we go. All right. He cups your face in his hands, and your eyes connect with his, which grow closer as he moves to kiss you. As there's a point at which you have to stop looking at each other before you go cross-eyed. The hair on the back of your neck raises when his lips find yours. You smile into the kiss. Kira. Oh, Shamar. Yeah, alright, swoon and take a drink. This just got specific. His tongue traces a line on your lower lip, sending shivers down your spine. You place a hand on his chest to steady yourself. Oh yeah, to steady yourself. No, Kira, we know you like his boobs. It's fine. There are many objectively good boobs in this game. Hannah's boobs are very lovely. Drake actually showed off his boobs multiple times, and Shamar doesn't have nothing there, so, there's plenty of objectively nice boobs. Whoa! In the next moment, he thrusts you up against the window. The cold of the glass contrasts sharply with the heat of his body. You're putting a lot of faith in that tempered glass, my boy. I'm a little. So we just moan. I'm more worried that, like, we're gonna break the glass and die. Like, when was the last time this was inspected? I do not want to go out like this. I want you, we can say, to take me here and now. I don't know about here and now. Or in my arms tonight. I like in my arms tonight. Let's go with that. In my arms tonight. I would like nothing more. Shamar kisses you again, soft and slow this time. His hands press into the small of your back, then glide up to your shoulders. Here. He turns you around so you face out toward the view of the city, his hands brushing hair off your back. So, okay, I think they mean like romantically, like he's kind of like pushing our hair to one side. I'm envisioning the way that you like brush hair off somebody's back after they've been like petting the dog, and like the dog's, or the dog or the cat has gotten hair all over your back. Like before you leave, they're just like, oh wait, you've got hair on your back, and like brushing it off like that. That's what I'm picturing. Pretty sure that's not what they mean. He carefully adjusts your clothing so that your He carefully adjusts your clothing so that your shoulders are bare and begins massaging your shoulders with firm, easy pressure. Oh, so since we're wearing a jacket, he is stripping us right now. Yeah. Just think. All this tension you've been carrying will melt away, and you will never have reason to feel it again. My dude, we're going to start ruling a country. There's going to be a lot of tension. We're just going to have a masseuse on retainer. It's life. It's life. That sounds nice. His thumbs press into your skin, and you feel the stress of the last few weeks begin to melt out of you. How's that? It's perfect. We did establish in book 1, by the way, that Shemar is not an untalented masseuse. So. And no, I don't mean that way, you dirty birdies. You're perfect. By the way, this is not you in my arms. Just saying. His hands slide to your waist and he wraps his arms around you, his body warm against yours. He rests his head against yours and you both stand there in silence, taking in the view. You're not sure how much time has passed when Shemar finally stirs, breaking the silence. Very conspicuously not in your arms. Just saying. We both have a long day ahead of us tomorrow. We should get back and get some rest. So, we kissed Shemar at the top of the Statue of Liberty. Chose not to bang him there. I'm happy with this decision. Yeah, you're probably right. I'll walk you back. Shemar walks you back to your room. He hovers at the threshold. So, what happens now? Good question. Tomorrow, we announce our engagement to the court, and then leave for Cordonia and the homecoming ball. And a lot of very confused citizens, I'm sure. I'm gonna be so confused. Homecoming ball? Sounds like something we're gonna have to buy clothes for. Yes, the court will gather to celebrate our return and, unbeknownst to them, our engagement. Then I look forward to it. For now, I'll let you get some rest before tomorrow's travel. Cool. So, how will the court react to the news of your engagement? Find out in the next chapter. So that sounds like a great place to stop tonight. I will be continuing this on Monday, same time, same place, 7 p.m. Pacific over here on twitch.tv/aromanticace. Hopefully all my audio will behave itself, which it should. But yeah, everybody have a great weekend, I suppose, and catch you later.